Welcome to True Crime Tuesday. I'm coming back with True Crime Tuesdays, even if I'm just taking a look at the energy of different people involved in cases. Today, all over my feed was Jack and Lilly Sullivan, mostly Daniel Martell. Seems to be that all of the creators, content creators and sleuths are looking into Daniel Martell. So I want to take a look at his energy today. I'm also very interested in the information that was found during a search by volunteers in November, the caching kit with Daniel's name on that. I'm very interested in that. I'm going to take a look at that today with the cards. I'll also take a look at Daniel's energy now, and I'll take a look to see where the police or where the investigators are at this stage moving in. So let's get into this reading. I'm using my investigation deck today, as well as my connections that I use with child cases. So first of all, I'll catch up on just what I've tapped into first two cards that I pulled. Interesting. We've got the Fool, which is risk-taking, and we've got the Lovers, which is relationships generally or choices. But I'm more drawn to the energy of the images both on this card. I believe it's the only cards that have these images, where there's moonlight, meaning darkness, night in the forest, walking through the forest. One you see a child and their dog, the other you see two people, a couple. So interesting. Now, when I tapped into this case today, I got the word porcupine, which I know is unusual, but I did look up porcupine when it comes to Nova Scotia. I see Porcupine Fortress, Halifax, and Porcupine Rock, Nova Scotia. So I just thought that was interesting that I got that unusual word, and there is places, and I don't know how nearby they are, but I'm just going to let that go. I'm very interested in the caching kit. Let me just pull up the information. I have no idea what a caching kit was. Now, in this search by volunteers in November, they were looking at a site where the drones found heat signatures. So I will be asking the cards about that today. But they also found an old caching kit with Daniel Martell's name on it. So let me shuffle as we talk about this. I'm going to tell you what that is, because I had no idea as I'm shuffling about a caching kit. Geocaching cache kit is a ready-made set of supplies designed to help you hide or start finding geocaches. It usually includes a weatherproof container, a logbook, writing tools, labels, and a small trademark items. From what I can gather, they hide items and find them. And when you find something, you're supposed to leave something of equal value. It must be like some kind of game. So these kits have everything you need to start this playing this geocache in some way. Very interesting that his name was on there, and he said he took nothing. So let me just see. I'm wondering if geocaching kits are used for other purposes. Is that the case? Okay, so as I was talking about the geocaching kit, we are talking about trading. So it's almost like a trading game where I don't know exactly what it is. I'm not an expert here, but the card trade came up. Money involved here. So there's money involved. And having to get away. Now, and then also fight an argument. But what I really want to know is if there's any correspondence, even though the dates were quite old on this geocaching kit. Is a geocaching kit used for other nefarious purposes? Oh, that was a big jumping card there. Let me show you what that is. Person of interest. Okay, so the information was handed off to law enforcement, and it seems to be that they're very interested in the names that were on with Daniels, as well as that. So they're looking into it. So not true face, not true. Let's see what's not true about this. Ringmaster. This is coming up because when I sat and remote viewed into this case, I did get a ring of fire or a ring of some sort. So I wonder if that's connected to the geocaching, because it's come out when I'm asking this question. But I did tap into some kind of ring or ring of fire. And the other cards, when I tried to tap into Jack and Lily, I got caution playing with fire, which I think I've had this before when I've read on this case. Actually, the last time when I tried to read on the car that was heard going back and forth in the middle of the night, and neighbours saying that it sounded like Daniel Martell's car, I got this card here saying playing with fire or fire related. Meaning either it's caution, a warning, but it did. I'm pretty certain it came out in that card, but in that reading, and it's coming out again at the moment. But I also, before I pulled this card or this one, I got something about a ring of fire or a ring of some sort. And it's interesting that they also found near this geocaching kit, this is all starting to come together, the geocaching kit that was burnt underwear and some kind of shirt, child's shirt in that same area. Weakness could be the weakness of children, vulnerable, weak children, foolish moment. So there's something here. There is something here. Now, person of interest. So I think are the police or law enforcement in Canada, are they interested in this information for their case? Yeah, they're interested in the group, the names that were on that list. So I'm feeling narcissist energy. It does say torture or rage. Think about it a little bit differently than what I'm thinking about. Now, what I was thinking at the time was something about the dates don't line up, that was written on that paper. So, of course, the dates are very different. They're older dates, I believe like 2012 and 2015, 2014 even. Daniel's name had 3rd of May /14 written next to it. Again, tied and restrained. Looks a little bit like that one there. And mental struggle. Mental illness, mental struggle. Tell me more about that, please. Tell me more about that mental illness, mental struggle. I'm just letting the cards speak, and then we'll get into the questions. 3 jumping cards. A confrontation due to somebody's mental health. A repeat offender. This was a common occurrence. And somebody wanting freedom from that. Freedom from the confrontation, the mental struggles, maybe the fighting. Okay, so another vision that I had when I was tapping in was a mother holding a child. So I don't know, it wasn't Lily, it was either Jack or Willow. Mother cuddling a child was another vision that I had when I tapped in. And also a big round area that looked like I was viewing from high up and just looking down, it was like a big dark circle, and whether that was like some kind of hole, gorge, or waterway. That was just another thing that I was viewing, looking down at. Missing, searching, child, group involvement. And thinking about it a little bit differently. Interesting. Same cards, very similar cards. So searching, that information was found in a search. They're telling me to get back to what I was asking. I deviated for a second. So they're saying get back to it, because they're saying so in that search they found some information and looking into the group involvement there, but thinking about it a little bit differently. And this is jealousy or cheating, but if you can see, it looks kind of look what a caching kit looks like. It's in a hard plastic case. Is there any connection? This is what they're telling me. They're saying keep pushing this. Is there any connection to that and the disappearance of Jack and Lilly, please? Hidden. And that's also interesting, because part of this game, this geocaching game, is you hide certain things. Certain things are hidden to be found. They're also traded. What are these cards saying today? They're money involved. Same. Spirit is very active right at the moment, but I need to ask the right questions here now, because they're saying the right things. Talking about this game, you do hide objects, it's like a trading thing, and you replace it with something else. Money involved. Is this used for nefarious purposes? Okay, that was a jumper. Maybe it's to avoid some kind of legal action. But masked, that same card out again. Masked, not true face, masked. Magician is dark rituals. Okay, so they're using it for things that it's not meant for, as in not its true use. Maybe something to do with the legal system or something illegal even. So that was answering that question that I just asked. Now, is there any connection to the disappearance of Jack and Lilly? Trade, hostage, exposed. Look at these cards. Searching, missing child. Okay, wrong direction. Again, looks like that dark road. So wrong direction, but also that phone thing as well. It says jealousy or cheating, but I'm more drawn to what the image is. Same as the image up the top here. I think these are pretty strong cards. Okay, I need to push it a little bit further, but I don't know how to ask. So what can you tell me about the connection, please? Okay, could be, again, not true face. Suspicious activity. Again, holding an object, but something didn't go to plan. Maybe a deal was organised, or something that was organised didn't go to plan. Okay, tell me more about the mask, not true face. The vehicle card was on the bottom of the deck then. What else can you tell me about that masked, not true face card that keeps coming out? Okay, ring, cover up or tampering, freedom, distraction, things are not as it seems, think about it differently. Okay, there's something here that I'm just not seeing. They're telling me words like intensive or its purposes. So maybe that's where that mask card is saying it's not its purposes. Thinking about it differently. Interesting that there's 2 on this side and 2 on that side. Two children facing upright, 2 children facing down. Something organised or a tampering or covering up. Okay, now is there any connection here to the car that was going back and forth? the night before they were reported missing. Is there any connection? Person is known guilty. That sounds like a connection to me. So the car going back and forth that night, were they geocaching? A slow process, tied or restrained, mental struggle. That's not a strong yes. Okay, no question here. I'm just shuffling. There is a connection. That was the last thing that I asked. There was a connection. Undercover. Okay. This is just giving me vibes of whatever group or game or whatever's involved here, somebody getting involved in it that's maybe undercover just to get a bit more information. Is this one of the things that they're looking at the moment to try and solve this case? Guilty. Okay, guilty on social media or on media? What do you mean by that? Again, dark web, money involved. Checking the timing is different. Dark web. Unaware of surroundings. I'll just leave that one to the side. Okay, show me the general energy around Daniel Martell. General energy of Daniel Martell, please. This is all alleged. Entertainment purposes only. There are no facts here. Okay, and I'll put those one. I'll show you those ones. Distraction, not as it seems. Okay. Someone in authority. Throwing out a few distractions. To delay. Hangman. Okay, these cards will fill out in a clump, and it's the same cards that were there before. So it's they just didn't shuffle in; they fill out, indicating that it means that I'm still talking about this subject right here because they weren't supposed to be packed away. Is Jack and Lily's disappearance any way connected to money? Drugs or poison? Something seen, but think about it a little bit differently. Judgment. Let's ask, because it's come out a few times, what do I have to think about differently? What part of this do I need to think about differently? Okay, what has been seen was a neighbour saying they saw Daniel Martell's car. That's all hearsay. That information was given to law enforcement earlier on in the case, but there is a connection to it. Looking at marks left behind. Okay, marks left behind. Somebody trying to get out of something. Marks left behind. Was The blanket and different things that were left behind, were they planted? Were they planted as a distraction? Oh, we've got some interesting cards that just fell out. Missing and searching children. Yes, to look in a wrong direction. To cover up. Mother figure. Needing to search the home. Before I knew about this case, I had a true crime dream the night before I started reading on it, and there was a child put on a shelf, or something important put on a shelf in a very messy shed-like place. There was a dog and a snake in the dream, and the place was a very messy place, and I could see like a tin shed or some kind of, and it was very messy on the inside, but shelving everywhere full of things. And there was a road outside of the room that went, a dirt road. You had to walk over like really messy yard, hills in there, dirt, bendies. It was like really untidy to get to the road, and the road went up around a bend, and there was all rocks at the side of, big boulders on the side of the road, and they were waiting on some kind of transport coming in around the road. So they were waiting for some transport to come in. That was the dream that I had. Now, it felt like they were waiting for this car to come in. Why, I don't know. Like they'd missed something. The dream was such a long time ago now that I had. It was like six months ago, more than 6 months ago I had that dream. But the house card makes me think about that. And that would be indicating some kind of vehicle. What important information needs to be revealed about what I've been reading on today? What important key piece is important here? But the Fool card, the card that originally came out, it's the track through the bush, nighttime. Exposing some kind of secrets. Okay, something's unaware and repeat offender. So something that has happened before, or someone involved that is into something that is not legal, into something that is nefarious, and they are a repeat offender. Is this person known to the family? Ring was on the bottom. It's a big jumping card. Something was seen about some kind of violence or just domestic abuse was seen. Okay, I don't know if you gave me the energy around Daniel Martell right now at this present moment, his current energy. Interesting, the innocent card fell out. Daniel Martell's energy right at this time. Evidence or statement, police are looking into him. Undercover investigation, investigating powerful people involved. So he's claiming innocence to law enforcement, but law enforcement are investigating him, even in a way that is unknown to him. Powerful person involved. Now here I'm thinking, stepping back and giving somebody enough rope. Is that what is going on here, please? Well, those two cards weren't meant to come out. They kind of fell in a really weird way. Let's see this one. Hidden knowledge, looking for hidden knowledge. Investigating marks left behind, investigating what was left behind being that caching kit. I need to ask if that's real too. Magician can talk about illusion as well. Something that didn't go to plan. We had that card earlier. The Lovers is talking about the location and the trading game. trading, geocaching is like a trading game type thing where you hide something, somebody tries to locate it in some way, and then when they find something, they take it, they leave something else. What was left behind? What was left behind? Yeah, this is interesting. Tell me what was left behind. Strategic planning. Planning goes into it. Again, we've got that domestic violence card. Inside job taken out. Okay, let me just recheck in with that one because these fill out. So again, we've got that fill card again, which is walking through, and same cards fallen out again. So just indicating that it's related. This is related to that last question. The clarity is, I'm losing the clarity. So I'm, okay. Final words on this subject, and then I'll go to the connections. Final words, please. Final words that you need to tell me. Some kind of joint force when it comes to the search. So some kind of joint force. Tied or restrained. Crime of opportunity. Was there any evidence of restraint anywhere in coming up in wrong direction, but also on that trail, searching that trail? They do have a lot of ribbons tied around trees. And again, we've got that trading card. Did something take place where those ribbons are tied to trees, where they drones picked up on the heat signatures the night before? Abuse. Body is hidden. Carried. Death card. This is card reading. It's all alleged. And the question I asked there was the connection to the heat signatures revealed by drones the night before. Then we have the vehicle activity back and forth the night before. I need to look at that card there, I think. Purposely disappeared. Dark intentions or motive. Okay, searching of the house or home. Carried. My dream was something was carried and put on top of a shelf in a very messy place within that homestead. Like a shed type building. It had windows. It had a window high up, and then like the shelf sat below the window. So it had a window, a little window, and then a shelf, and there was something placed on top of that shelf. It's probably not even there anymore. Okay, let's just use the connections. Okay, any message from the connections? Associates. Unpredictable. And the drug card. Were the children in danger? Watching over you. So they're either being watched. Now it says teacher. And I'm pretty sure I've had the teacher card come out for this case before. Maybe the teachers were curious, watching over the children's behaviour or the children's absences. I wonder if they've been interviewed. I wonder if anything was ever said to a teacher. Time, something intentional and planned. I think I just saw that card a bit earlier. Within the family bonds or the family unit. And endurance, went through a lot, so maybe like a difficult journey. Family was going through a difficult journey. There was some intentional planning here, not an accident. Time is precious. Final pull, please. Car was on the bottom of the deck. Teacher, once again. What do you want to tell me about the teacher? Okay, let me just pull with the other deck. Release, had to let go. I had to go. So let me just show teacher. Why do you keep bringing out the teacher card? Knowledge. Talking about knowledge, maybe? Tell me what you're trying to say, please. Maybe investigating or interested in the chaos in their family life. There's a digital footprint, taking a look at the footprint, the timing that the information was sent about the children's absences or any past correspondence. What is being released? Hostage trade. Something, again, masked, not showing a true face. And then we also had the drug and alcohol card again. Okay, what is going to be released next? What's evidence is going to be released next? That's what the card wants to say. I misphrased that. Something they've been looking at for a very long time. Deeply involved or water. So what evidence is going to be released next? Something that was left behind. Doesn't have to be note. I wonder if it is, though, the correspondence, phone correspondence. Communication between more than one person. This is what they're looking into. But it's a slow process. Either to get somebody to speak. Again, this is making me think that we had the undercover card come up a couple of times, and that takes a long time to get the evidence that is required. Maybe there's a deep. As I'm saying it, I feel it's different than we think. It's not like an undercover operation. It's different. It's not the same. It's different in some way. But looking at what was left behind and the connections between those people. Okay, I'm going to leave that there. Yeah, thank you so much for watching.